This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Will Run For. This is your host Tom, and with me as always are Erin.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hi. I was actually just watching Erin because I thought she might have a spit take on camera. Like
It was
it's
very
literally
close,
what I was waiting for.
And she's right
Yeah.
and she's right behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna go right into the back of Michael's head.
Yep.
Because she couldn't do it on the computer.
Because you started right as I was like taking a sip, and then I was like, oh no, what's going to happen now?
You're telling me EcoFit and Emily O'Keefe are the same person?
I cannot believe that Tom just said this to us.
Oh
like
my
as
god.
as you're jumping on to record, Tom's like, "Hey guys, I've got kind of a weird question."
Is EcoFit and Emily O'Keefe the same person?
But I
Yeah.
feel like
Literally, she tags you and stuff about Taylor Swift
all the time.
regularly.
But I swear I've interacted with both handles.
I think she's got both handles.
That's
And
confusing.
she's on Facebook, I think, as Emily.
Well, she has the travel one, the Emily Travels.
Yeah.
That one?
No.
Yeah, she uses both.
Yeah.
She's both.
Look, I'm not
But
the one on
EcoFit
trial
is-
here.
Oh my god. This is the most absurd conversation
Oh my
that
god.
we've had
This?
recently.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
yes, because EcoFit has been listening to this podcast for like 3 years now.
And Tom regularly talks to her, and I
Look,
think so does everyone else.
That's my friend. I don't know why you're bringing her up. It's weird. I'd like to give a couple quick shout outs. Erin had the brilliant idea to employ Snarky Snacker as our person on the street in
Snark on the street.
Snark on the street in Disneyland for the races
Yeah.
this past weekend. I think she did a
Yep.
great job.
Yeah, I was gonna do a little mini recap later,
Did
right?
we curse her by having her do it and then she
So
got sick?
the funny part is that my memories for Cape Cod started coming up, and that was the last time she did a race where her insides came out to be on the outside. So apparently
God.
this weekend is not a good weekend for travel and races for her.
Oh.
Well,
That's why she disappeared on Sunday. So she did a lot of content on Friday, a lot of content on Saturday, and then you may have noticed she disappeared on Sunday. It is because her insides came out.
I don't know why you needed to say it again. So she was Snark on the street, and then there was like Snark
In the sheets.
on the street.
On the bathroom floor? I don't know.
Oh god.
I also wanted to shout out Kelly, our friend Kelly, who was featured on the latest Inside the Runner studio that dropped today at the time of this recording. So if you haven't checked that out, you're about a week late.
Yeah, by the time you hear this, actually, yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome. If anybody else would like to be on Inside the Runner studio, slide into somebody's DMs.
Yes.
You can't slide into Diana's DMs because they're really full right now.
Oh, yeah, they're full of reels. Also, that's news to me that Snark got sick because you guys know I don't engage with our content. I was like, oh God, is she okay? I didn't see anything.
She posted just like one. I was going to post for her and just be like say that that it had been interrupted, but she ended up posting her own story because her friend Sarah and her had a costume planned, and so it was funny that Sarah did a selfie with like her flat lay on the ground with the like rest in peace on the bathroom door, like a little like.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
So she was so sick she couldn't do the race?
No,
Yeah.
she was in the bathroom.
Oh my
While
God.
Sarah took her, because every morning they were doing like, their morning selfie before they leave the room. And so Sarah's selfie was of her. And then she put Melissa's flat lay on the ground and then put like the little like rest in peace on the bathroom door.
Oh my God. Aww.
So it was pretty funny.
Well, we hope she's better.
Yeah, she said she was feeling better today. She was able to fly today. So
Good.
Yeesh.
on her way home.
Erin asked for some hot takes on the Disneyland races, which we'll get to in a little bit. But
Yeah.
Michael,
Mm-hmm.
do we have any new 5-star reviews?
I don't think so. We read the one last time, right?
I don't think we
Yeah,
did.
we did not read one last time.
I think we
No?
talked about it in our group chat, maybe?
Yeah.
The
The latest
this is where I get confused.
the latest one is new.
Okay, I got it right here. Sorry about that, guys. It all blends together. All right, yeah, we do have a new review. Not your typical running podcast, and that's a good thing.
Oh.
Oh.
Look at that. There we go. Each episode is a genuine conversation between friends. Nothing is out of bounds, like only yams. And you always feel like a part of the conversation, even though you're not in the room when they're recording. This is indeed for runners, by runners, without being too serious when it comes to running.
Amazing.
This podcast is as real as it gets.
Oh, thank
Do
you.
we know who that was? Because
A name mispronounced.
well, I know that part, which I thought was
Hmm.
hilarious.
I feel like
Is this like a...
there's a
Brianna
handful of people
burner
that could
account?
be.
I know, that's why I said that.
Also,
There's so many people that could be.
do you think people feel like they're part of the conversation when they're listening to us because they're like shouting at their device while they're listening? in
Probably.
That's fair.
anger
That's fair.
or
Yeah.
frustration.
Yeah. It's fair.
They're like, what is wrong with you people?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh God! I did post something on Rise and Run's Instagram, and I got called out for trolling, and I said, "Don't tell Bob."
I saw that. And then Allie trolled us this weekend. Also, shout out to Stover for trolling us this weekend.
Stover.
Oh yeah, that was great. Yeah.
She wore a Will Run for a Podcast logo on her back when she did the Bird in Hand race this past weekend, and then posted about it because we gave her a hard time on our last episode about her wearing her visor.
Oh yeah.
Their merch game is killing it.
I know.
What did we just get mad about?
The sweaty bands, first of all.
No, that wasn't the one that I had Diana. I tagged Diana in. Stephanie Humphrey was doing like a Rise and Run like bag that like folds up really tiny. It's like basically a like the jackets that fold into it themselves.
Yeah.
So this is like a bag, so you can take it to a race, and it's like a bag that folds into itself and becomes like really
I've
tiny.
got
And she was showing the sample.
One.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was showing a sample of it, and I was like, wait a second. Where's our video? Where's ours? And then I tagged Diana in it because we like to troll.
Yep.
But we did find out they don't have a banner or a flag,
It's true.
They will.
so we're still ahead of
Knowing
the
them.
It's true. It's true. We gotta up our game.
Yes.
One day, maybe someone will teach me how to make a store.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for John from Rise and Run to
Oh, ask Danny. Message Danny.
do that.
Danny had told you he would tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
Well, then
Now
we
that you
actually
have
have to
time.
do it. We just want to talk
Yeah.
about doing it and give reasons
Yeah,
why
well,
we're not
I mean,
doing
yeah,
it.
to be
When in
fair.
reality, we
We're
don't want to
literally
do it.
going into like year 5 of this
talking
podcast.
about this
fine.
store you're opening
we
up.
still don't have a
Yeah.
store.
And then what'll happen is Tom will volunteer to do it, and it'll be like gung ho for about 20 minutes, and then forget it exists.
Look, we produce quality content at a fair price
Sporadically.
Oh my god.
sporadically, and I think that's our lane.
That's our vibe. That's our
our
vibe.
Well, anyway, thank you everybody for the reviews.
Yeah, it's a great
Thank you
review.
for always sharing the show as well. Karate is a big sharer of the show on IG. Appreciate that every week.
Yeah, he didn't slide into my DMs after I talked about him last week. I was a little disappointed.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Karate.
EcoFit also is.
I think I posted yesterday. It was the 4-year anniversary of the Inside the Runner Studio, and he was our first.
Oh,
He was our first
Very
victim.
first one.
Oh,
Yeah, he
pop your
was. He
cherry.
was. That's right.
I mean,
That is
we
right.
started out real. We started with the. I have no idea what I'm saying. Let's move
where are you
past.
going with this?
I wanted to say that we started with like
A bang.
a bang. God, why can't I think? I can never think on this podcast.
Oh my god.
Anywho, hey,
Yeah.
what are we running for this week?
I mean, other
Oh.
than this beer I'm drinking, which is an out of order strawberry lemonade cotton candy beer.
Whoa, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
It's a lot. It's got
That's
all
a
the
lot.
things. I'm also running because I just did, and I'll give a recap of the Charles Street 12 miler. But I don't have anything of a significant distance until the new year. So anything above like a 10K until February. So I'm just gonna maintain and try and do like 5 or 6 miles for my longest runs on the weekends, and I'm very excited about that I don't have to work myself up to something crazy in like December. So
That must be nice.
must be nice. I'm gonna
Must
enjoy
be so
myself.
nice.
Yep. So I'm running for short long runs.
I'm running for long, long runs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
I am, as of this past weekend, 8 weeks from New York City Marathon. And my oncologist was quite confused when I told him that I was running the New York City Marathon the other day. And we had a whole conversation about what constitutes light activity.
I'm
What's
not
your
surprised.
definition of light activity versus my definition of light
I thought
activity?
you like had a conversation about it when you decided to do this.
Oh, we did like
Yeah.
a while ago.
Oh.
Like we had a conversation about me continuing running and training and doing and he said, yeah, just do whatever you've normally done. So
Oh,
I don't-
know
I
if he
don't-
necessarily meant that was like the New
think
York
that he
Marathon. Like,
understood. I don't think he understood what my normal activity was, though. And so I think that was part of the problem. But now he knows.
now he should have asked some like qualifying
More,
questions.
yeah. Yes.
Maybe
yeah.
some clarifying
More
questions.
pointed questions.
He's like,
yeah.
because I'm going to be starting new treatment. And they said, light activity. And I was like, well, I just ran 12 miles this past weekend. And I need to run 26.2 in like 8 weeks. How do we feel about that? He's like, well, I don't have any other runners that I treat that are running marathons. So
He's like, you're the only
I
one doing
can't-
this.
I can't really tell you like what that entails.
Huh.
So it's like, oh,
It's fair.
okay.
It's fair.
So I'm running to make it to the finish line of New York City Marathon.
Yeah. Godspeed.
That's it. That's it.
I'm running for cooler temperatures, which
Mm.
is a good motivation to
So
get outside.
nice.
God,
I don't know. You getting
Get
started
your
again?
steps in. Getting started. again.
I'm running to start over. Anybody have a count? How many times? How many
Somebody
times?
go and get a
Did we
count for
start?
us.
Did this start in April? Is that when we started starting
feel
over?
like-
Was it April?
I feel like you could like sick AI on our podcast
Oh, God,
episodes, and it would come up
Yeah.
with a count on how many times I've restarted.
Let's just
Yes.
say, let's have somebody for like just all of 2024. How many times Tom have said this?
How many times has
Just
Tom-
in 2024.
Just in 2024.
Okay.
Oh God.
I definitely quit when we did the Kelly
Oh.
Street 5K.
Yeah, you quit during the Kelly Street 5K. You texted Erin and Michael
Oh yeah, and that was a
Yes.
while ago. Yeah,
that
That was in
you were
March.
quitting running.
that was in March. Oh yeah, so you've been restarting since at least February.
It's so cool.
I don't know. Last time I was running with Ryan Nicole, Ryan pitched some type of podcast intervention with you that you're not supposed to be involved with. So I'm going to have to connect with Erin and Michael.
What?
Oh, fun.
Oh,
So,
Greg
and
did say he would be your running buddy. Though.
Yeah, we were
a
like,
couple
he
people
needs
did.
like an accountability that's outside of me, but
Yeah.
it also has to be very public.
Mm-hmm.
Well, public shaming is really effective,
That's
actually.
That's what he was pitching.
I feel like Greg can get on board with the public shaming because not only would we publicly shame you on this podcast, but he would publicly shame you on another podcast.
That's true.
That's true.
I got a great idea. All right, how about you and Greg? Who is the most consistent in the month of October? And whoever loses has to give the other person a foot massage on YouTube.
Oh my god! If anyone could see my face right now, I'm not sure that I want to witness this.
I'm sure Rise and Run will host this on their YouTube channel. One of you guys rubbing the other person's foot.
And to be clear,
Greg,
Run
I'm
for
sorry that
Podcast does
you're-
not support public shaming unless someone's
True.
asking to be publicly shamed.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
different. It's different. It's one of us, so it's okay. We're not doing it to somebody else. Doing it to ourselves.
Greg's feet, huh? He's like putting in a lot of miles, and he's doing all the races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured those feet have got to be gnarly.
All right, moving on. Michael,
let's
what are
see.
you running?
Oh,
I don't know that I can deal with feet.
I'm running for great ideas. I am running for all the miles too. I'm in the middle of the peak for Hainsport 48 hour. And I forgot what it's like to run 60 miles a week.
Whew.
It takes a lot.
Yeah. A lot of time, a lot of energy.
Well,
Yeah.
also one thing we forgot to mention up front
What?
was that we did not run labor
Oh,
pains.
we didn't run late. We got sick, actually. We got
So-
snarkied.
Yeah, we got snarkied. And so
That killed my long run.
that killed your plan for your big long run.
Yeah, so we were gonna do that, but the night before, I'm like, we went out, we met up with a bunch of the other tape deck crew over in Philly.
and did you eat
beers.
like you always do, some sort of questionable meal before a huge race?
Actually, no.
No.
I was reasonable, and I had cider,
We didn't have any of the
and
same
we didn't
food,
have the same food.
so we don't think
yeah,
it was
yeah,
food
yeah.
poisoning. Because
We think we got it on the train on the way over to the city. to Philly.
I
Freaking
ate
neurovirus.
separately from him in the morning because I ate with Megan and Emily in the morning, and then we went out with his friends, but we ate two very separate meals.
Yeah, completely different. Yeah, nothing the same.
Hmm.
Yeah, but we did ride the train, so there was that. So God knows what we
so
touched.
I'm pretty sure
in the
he touched
subway.
something,
Yeah,
got
I'm sure.
something.
Yeah.
Then he was in the
Of course.
bathroom,
Yeah.
and then at 2:30 in the morning, I woke up and my stomach was like, boom. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Hmm.
Where
So
it's kind
I-
of a stab and a twist.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. Yup.
I wasn't feeling great when we got back, and then at like between 10:30 and midnight, I was like waiting to throw up for 2 hours and never did.
That's the
and then
worst.
That was when I just made the call that we were not driving to
Nope.
the race.
It hit
'cause I was not
me-
doing it. So
It hit me later than that, and I had texted Michelle K because poor Michelle K signed up for
I felt
it
bad
because
yeah.
Matt Frumpa and I were both supposed to be doing it, and then Frumpa
Abandoned
looked at the
us.
wrong
Yeah.
date and thought it was on Monday,
It's the
and it
most
was on
shocking
Sunday.
thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
And then we didn't feel good, and I texted Michelle the night before. I was like, "I think Michael, would you be angry if Michael wants to bail?" And then the next day, I told her we weren't feeling good, and I was like, "I feel bad because last night I thought Michael was being a baby."
I mean, I would have thought that.
I like
That's
it.
my
I
default.
like it how you threw him under the bus.
Yep. Meanwhile, I was actually sick, but no
But I
sympathy.
didn't
No
know
sympathy.
that you were sick at
Wow,
that time.
thanks for caring.
I didn't
Wow.
know you were sick at
Wow,
that time.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
you were like, I don't know about if I feel like driving.
That's
like, you were
because I was
all
saying
these
that
other
because I didn't
things.
feel good,
Well,
and
but
I'm like,
I didn't know
"Ugh."
that.
Yeah,
You
but it was
were-
the early stages, where you're just starting to not feel good.
Yes.
And I'm like, God,
But
do
I
I want to
didn't
get up
know
and
that you
drive an hour
weren't
and a half in the
feeling
morning?
good
Yeah.
at that point. You were just complaining about the drive and this and that. So I just thought you were being kind of a baby.
Yeah, and then like you willed yourself to get a stomach ache because you didn't want to
Yes.
do
Yeah.
it. Like
Yes. And then I willed myself to
Well,
have a
I felt
distended belly because God
I
knows
felt
how
bad
much.
after I found
you?
out that you were really actually not
Yeah.
feeling well.
So we actually didn't run that day at all. We took the whole day off.
Yeah.
And then I ran a marathon the next day.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got my long run in. So,
And I ran 12 miles.
Yeah.
Which was awful.
yeah.
So would you say that not getting gross sick from a train ride into
Not
Philadelphia
getting neurovirus from the Philly Metro
Again.
or whatever you call it.
is a goal of yours?
SEPTA.
Yeah, that would be
Going
for
forward,
sure
yes.
a
Yeah.
goal.
And now, it's time for our Will Run 4 Goal Getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Oh, you rest of shit.
Right. I will kick us off with Tice. I think that's a new name.
No,
No.
Tice is our
It's our high schooler.
high school listener from
Oh.
Wisconsin, I believe.
Yeah,
if
the
I'm correct.
really, really fast track
Yes.
guy who,
Yes.
for some weird reason, listens to us.
Don't disparage it.
We
Tice, we
are
love you.
Hip on the Gen Z. No, Gen Alpha.
No,
I don't
no
know my
cap. No
generation
cap,
over
bro.
there.
All
No
right.
cap. Oh, Jesus.
Don't be mid.
Yeah, we did this before with him.
Skibbity.
We did this whole thing with him.
I've never
Oh,
seen.
he
I've
hates
never
us.
said skibbity.
He wants to have a good last high school cross country season. Ooh, senior year. It's like the best year. Oh, enjoy it. And not get hurt so I can actually run track.
Yes, that's awesome.
Nice.
Enjoy
Great
both
goal.
seasons. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Jeremy, PNC, keep training for the 2 half marathons coming up and to figure out how to trick myself into running even when I'm tired after teaching all day.
Oh,
If
Yeah.
you figure out how to trick yourself into doing things, you let us know because I need to trick myself into learning how to do strength training.
Have you tried meth?
No, but I have tried Oxy.
No, I don't think that's the same as meth.
Did
is
you
it?
say meth? Did I hear
Give
that?
you energy.
I
Yeah.
did not take my Oxy before recording, so everyone here
fair.
should be glad.
Yeah, otherwise she'd be asleep. Meg Scanlon, my goal is to keep up with training for the New York City Marathon and be kind to myself when runs don't work out as planned. Oh, and to find a boyfriend so I can stop feeding into memes about 2 different types of people in their 20s in love or running marathons. My entire feed is people from high school and college getting engaged or married, and I've had quite enough. That's fair. I'm
love
down.
everything
I get
about
that. That
this.
is the best. That's
That
one of the
was
best goal getters we've ever had.
The most real.
It's the
Yeah.
show. Also, it's a nightmare. You're fighting landmines. Listen to the person who didn't get married until I was in my 30s. It was hellish.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I made an awful lot of mixtapes for friends, my friends' girlfriends, or girls that were interested in my friends, and those mixtapes were fire. And then I burned a lot of CDs for girls that weren't interested in me. So just stick with it. There's
And
someone,
eventually you'll get a Diana.
I guess.
It's just,
Yeah.
She found me in the dumpster. It's fine.
God.
I'm taking you
That's
home
a
now.
that's a great goal, Meg.
Oh man.
That's funny.
Oh, this is me. Doug, 8 weeks until New York City, so my goal is to balance stepping up my training while not getting injured.
It's a delicate balance. I'll tell you what's a good idea was what I did. You go from 3 miles to 60 miles in a week.
God.
It is tedious that last couple weeks before like a big.
It is. It's when you're just
race.
grinding and
It's a
grinding
grind.
and grinding.
You're like, I don't want to hurt myself, so
Yep.
Agreed.
Right. Erica. Getting happy, healthy. Good food and regular workouts. Have to take care of myself more. Started boxing with my husband and let's get those nice fall runs in. This is my season. Pumpkin spice latte calories don't count.
That's fair.
I love that.
that's true.
That's absolutely
fair.
true.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Then I get extra pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Beth runs Disney.
No. Brianna?
Oh, well, you.
I moved it.
Oh, you moved it.
Did you skip it because you can't pronounce it?
No, he moved it. I was looking at that.
Look, don't do this in front of Brianna.
Yeah, don't do it in front of me.
Brianna.
Don't yell at me in front
I'm
of
pretty sure Brianna left that review.
It's possible.
I was just gonna say, is it the next person who left a review? Brianna, Bria.
Oh my gosh.
Started half marathon training for marathon weekend. Signed up for the 10K next month and a half in December because if I'm training, I might as well try PRing in time before PRing in fun.
Amen.
Good
Ooh,
call, good
nice.
call.
I
Yeah.
like it. Time to see if I can figure out how to balance both lifting and running at the same time, which I've been unsuccessful at in the past.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Understandable,
It's a
yeah.
balance. And the idea, I like the idea of PRing in time before PRing in fun, because if you PR in time, you'll feel better when you're just having fun on the race
Yeah.
course.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it'll be much cooler doing it up here.
Mhm.
Yep.
Weather-wise, you're going to be much better off doing a half up here somewhere.
Yep.
Beth runs Disney. I paid for a training program for the first time ever.
Ooh.
Run Fit Fab Dopey by Run Fit Mama, and my goal is to get started and stick with it.
Nice.
I know Shalene does that, right?
Yeah.
And,
And Nikki.
Nikki, a bunch of people do,
There's
actually.
a bunch
yeah.
of people who.
Yeah.
Great.
Our friend Lisa Knits and Trains. I'm going to New Hampshire this week, and I can't wait to run in not surface of the sun temperatures.
Whoop.
My goal is to not get sick and to jump back into training as soon as I get home.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wear a mask on the plane.
Yes.
It's getting gross out there. People are
It is.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
take the subway.
No, when we were flying back from Punta Cana, I was just hearing people cough, and I was like,
Oh,
we
God,
should have brought
yeah.
masks.
Oh,
I
no.
know. Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure if I got sick after our last vacation, I'm pretty sure it's from planes.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm going back to work fast. Anyway, Rachel likes to run. Had fun at a 10K race on the 8th and hoping to beat my time by at another 10K race on October 20th. So about a month
There
in
you go.
between to shave a little time off. I think that's a good goal.
Did she do the King of Prussia or the
Queen of
Queen of
Prussia?
Prussia? Queen of
Oh, that's
Prussia,
very
maybe.
possible.
I feel like that may have been the Queen of Prussia 10K she
It's
did.
possible.
Miles and Crowns, who also she DNS'd the King of Queen of Prussia. It's been a struggle recently, but getting myself to the start and finish lines in Berlin, scrapping my time goals, and just want to earn that star.
Get it?
Awesome. Our friend Emily O'Keefe, also known as EcoFit.
Jeez.
You may have heard of her, Tom.
I don't know why you had to do that. That's good. That's my good friend.
My goal is to recover from the Disneyland heat and races and continue to train for MCM. Then schedule another PE exam and actually pass this time. Cross strength training and studying will be a high priority, and further baby snuggles and getting into some mental therapy will be the highest priority. Sending Erin all the love, silly fur baby videos, and virtual hugs for good luck with the new treatment. Also, sending big thanks to my best friend and co-president of the Taylor Swift fan club for always making me laugh, even on the crappy days.
Aww.
Even if he doesn't know
Even
your
if he
name.
doesn't know
Yeah.
who you are.
I mean, I'm not saying it's weird or anything.
That's why I was giggling literally the entire time we were reading this. It's, also, I love how she was talking about, getting some mental therapy and all that good stuff, and she just started Throne of Glass, so she's in it. She's in for hell.
Welcome to your new personality, EcoFit.
Yeah, well, she's already done it.
Well,
Akatar
we've
and all
already,
that.
we've talked. Her and I have chatted.
It's a different
about, yeah,
thing.
it's so different.
God, can't you guys just get back in Orange
No.
Theory?
No.
My man, Run Disnerd. Knock out my lost blah. knock out my last long run before Chicago.
Yep.
God, Chicago is close, isn't
Get that,
It's
it?
soon,
get
isn't
that
it?
star.
Yeah, it's the 8th of October.
Oh, is that what it is?
Something like
Wow,
that.
damn, that is soon.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
it's the
soon.
whatever that first weekend. Oh no, the 6th of October. It's whatever that first weekend is.
The weather's always said hit or miss. So hopefully
Yeah.
we'll pray for good weather for you.
Yeah.
Suze, I've got nothing coming up until October, but I wanted to let you know how proud I am of all of you and love you.
Oh,
You know
Love
what?
you too.
Right back at
really
you.
sweet.
That was very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Her name is Susie, by the way. Tom.
Is- No, we weren't telling you, Diana. We were telling Tom.
Oh, we're telling Tom.
I know who everyone is.
Do you know the next person?
Scooty Doot?
Yeah,
I
we haven't
asked.
heard her from her for
I
a little
asked
while.
about this name. Remember?
Yeah,
Yes.
but do you know
Know her
who it
name.
is?
Yes.
Is the
as,
question.
as long as there's absolutely no follow-up questions, yes.
Our friend Meredith Scootadoot.
That's what I said.
Yes. She's the one who broke her foot while
Pelotoning.
Pelotoning
I know.
with
Poor
our
you.
Peloton.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Sacrificed her body.
Keep up my training for the Atlantic City Marathon 10K coming up in October. And also continue to focus on my health and well-being. I feel like I always get off track over the summer, and once fall hits, I'm jolted back into reality. This means hitting 10,000 steps, not drinking alcohol during the week, and getting my eating sugars under control.
Mm,
God, more power
Agreed.
to you.
Really?
Really,
Yeah.
Those are all really good things.
Yep.
they really are.
Dawn Be Joyful, our favorite hat wearer. Just continue training for Wine and Dine and this local half on Sunday that I signed up for when I was a different person.
Nice.
Love and hugs to all.
That's how it happens.
This is true. This is how these things
Oh,
happen.
All right, the Mermaid Marathoner. To start training for WDW Marathon at 5 months postpartum.
Woo.
Ooh, congratulations,
Good
one.
for you. That's awesome.
I don't think we've heard from that person, have we?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm not
That may have been
sure.
the one. Yeah.
That one looks new to me too.
Well, welcome.
Our favorite short, sexy legged, topless fan, GB Raps.
Wait, you're jumping, are you?
No?
Oh, no,
You
it's
just
me,
did
right?
Oh, is it you?
It's
Yeah.
me.
Sorry.
All right.
Alphabetical.
Just because he's a thirst trap doesn't mean you have to.
Everyone's
in.
gotta jump
Everybody's
in.
jumping
Everybody
in.
calm
Everyone's
down.
Tony's. Yeah.
Everybody
whoa,
settle down.
geez.
Jumping in on
Hey, Tony, you're messing it up. Put on a shirt.
And actually, I think Tony's who I was trolling, Rise and Runabout. I think I
Oh,
commented
God.
shorts.
Yeah, because he was on the episode.
Oh, yeah, he was on the
He was
costume.
on the
Episode
costume.
art or something.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Well, now we got to leave all of this in.
Yes.
So,
Well,
Um,
obviously.
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
We'll
That's
see.
up to me.
All right. Well, Tony says maybe stop re-injuring myself leading up to Chicago.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
Yeah.
also
That's
fair.
Yeah. yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But he also really did have like no clothes on this weekend.
That's
At
true.
whatever
It's true.
costume party
Some kind
he
of
went
party.
to. And I'm like, what is happening?
I don't know.
It's fine.
I love it
Why
so
do
much.
you not? Why do you never wear clothes?
That is the
Tony?
timeless art of seduction.
Yeah.
Thought I saw a fish bowl in the corner with a lot of keys in it, but I don't know.
Hey, did you walk past an upside down pineapple on your way into that party?
He's like my 4-year-old niece. I went over to their house to swim on Monday, and I walk in the house, and she runs over just completely naked. And I'm like,
Oh,
what's
God.
going on? She's like, nothing. And like runs away, and I walk downstairs, and I talk to my sister-in-law. I'm like, George is just upstairs naked. And she's like, well, she was wearing her bathing suit 10 minutes ago.
Oh, God.
So that's Tony. He
So
just,
just
gets
Tony.
to parties and just like takes off all his
Just
clothes.
takes him off. You never know.
Uh,
It's always a surprise.
Oh, God. All right. Run, cat, run. Embracing the suck of going into the office 4 days a week and moving training from So it's 5 a.m. so I can get it in.
Boo. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
That
is tough.
stinks.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Who you gonna call? My friend Greg. Get refocused on my nutrition so I can drop some lbs before wine and dine. Philly Marathon and Marathon Week.
There's your accountability buddy, Tom.
I know. A lot of people reached out. Everyone's so nice. Our friend Megan. I found the perfect, for me, timing and setup for my hydration and nutrition for long runs.
Oh, awesome.
It's been an interesting few months trying to get everything in line since my seizure medication can make my sodium drop, but so far everything has been great.
Oh, amazing.
That's tough.
That's-
Yeah, she's doing, I've been seeing her get out there, so. All right, a friend Jennifer Cook. A solid first week of fall routine in the books. So ready for the next. Not sure what is happening, but I am in the most positive headspace I've been in a long time.
Yes.
Yes. I've cleared my life of clutter, specifically with toxic relationships, and honestly, I've never felt better.
Nice.
This is the way.
Yes.
I told you,
Yes.
protect your peace. I'm telling you.
Yep. Straight up.
Our friend Zane, who had knee surgery,
Yeah.
his only goal is to be functional for Goofy post-surgery.
Yeah.
Yep, I've been
That's a
seeing
good
the
goal.
photos.
Yeah. Please
Me.
take care of that. Oh, somebody's alarm's going off outside. Take care of that knee. Stephanie Humphrey, to get back to my HIIT training now that I've single-handedly ridded the house of cheesecake and not have to need the most tightest Spanx to fit into my wine and dine 5K outfit. Totally fair.
Same,
Yeah,
girl, same.
yeah.
All right, and then last but not least is our friend Valerie. Focus on wine and dine weekend and what I can do now to make that weekend a success. Staying on point with nutrition and strength training and really trying not to further injure my surgically repaired knee. It's all about balance.
Oh,
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Well, those were awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah, there were a
everyone.
lot. We were
Yeah.
saying as we were getting started, we were like, oh my gosh, there's so many goal getters. And I was like, oh, it's because it's fall and everyone
Fall,
has
yeah.
races and wants to run again. But like no one is just out miserable.
Everybody's like,
competing.
"Oh God, my race is coming up in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I should not get
something.
hurt, or I should
Yeah.
do something." Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are
So,
we jumping? I said, what are we jumping into? Are we jumping Charles
Chaz.
Street or are we jumping
The
to
Chaz
DL?
Street 12.
Oh yeah, I can give a little recap. It's my 9th year doing B3, which
Wow.
I've talked about
B3,
a
yeah,
lot on the podcast. So I will continue to do it, although they just released next year. So I registered because, like, if you register early, it's like $50 off. And Seoul, the city, is the same weekend as Springtime Surprise, so I have to do the virtual race
Oh.
for that next year. I was like, oh
Gotcha.
no! So it's like the first time. The timing has not been great, and it looks like next year it moved back to Labor Day weekend. So I'll have to double check that, but it had moved. It used to always be Labor Day weekend in the last 2 years. They've moved it to the weekend after. So then it hurts for like Bird in Hand, because I think at one point we were all talking about like, oh, we should get a big group and do Bird in Hand this year.
Because that's Labor Day weekend.
But that's the past weekend. So
Or no, that's the
it's
weekend
this-
after
it's
Labor
the weekend
Day.
after.
Yeah.
It's the
So-
weekend after.
Yeah, so but yeah, I love Charles Street 12. I don't know why, because every year we do it, we're like, it's so damn hilly. Why are we doing this? So I guess I
It was
have
really good weather for it.
It was amazing weather. This race is always hit or miss. We've done it in rain. We've done it when it's been in the 90s.
Oh.
We've had all kinds of weather for it. I think this is the best weather that we've ever had for it. A small group this year. I ran it with Nicole and Ryan. The training group was there, so we saw our coach Megan and a bunch of people from the group. Jen Hall was there, and I saw she
nice.
was posting some stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw her stories.
But we never saw her, and she messaged, I guess, Nicole at some point. I think after the race, or I don't know. We never saw her, but she said that she saw us running up a hill and was going to try and catch up, but could not catch us. So I don't know how that's possible because I think Jen is faster than me, but apparently we were booking it up some hill. So
The
I don't
anger
know.
of the hill.
Just the anger of the hill. As per usual with our intervals, it's every time we had to run up a hill, I felt like.
Yeah.
And we actually did a good job of sticking to the intervals. A lot of times we'll just be like, well, we'll switch it or whatever. But I think this year we really committed to like running up the hills, which was good.
Nice.
Logistically, it's a little funky. It's an early start to the day. I think my alarm went off at 4:30 because the buses start at like 5:15. So you start downtown in Baltimore at the Under Armour campus, which is adjacent to the Baltimore Harbor. So it's like right by like the Domino's Sugar Factory,
Oh, okay.
made famous by Step Up, the movie. And so you start there, and then they bus you up.
Didn't you and Tom dance there once?
We did.
We met at the Maryland School for the Arts.
Yeah,
She was a ballerina, yada yada yada. I was the custodian
Work study.
on work study.
On
Yeah.
work study.
Yep.
And you danced in front of that factory.
Yeah, we did.
right in front of that big glowing sign. And then they bus you up to basically a shopping center
really?
in Towson, and that's kind of where it starts. And you run down Charles Street into the city. It's rolling hills for about, I don't know, until the relay point. What's the first half of the relay? 5 miles?
5 miles.
5 miles is pretty rolling hills, and then it kind of is mostly downhill, but there's some pretty big hills. At the beginning, it is I don't know, just one of the races I do every year. Like, I don't know if I have anything new to say about it this year. We ran really fast this year. I got a PR. Wasn't necessarily trying for a
Nice.
PR.
Nice.
So I was excited for that. I probably could have gone a little bit faster, but I had a bathroom situation at the end, and the faster I ran, the more problems were going to happen.
yeah.
So
Fair,
I kept
fair.
having to stop to walk more.
Oh, God.
And it was
It
at the point where
happens.
there were like no more
Yeah.
porta potties. It was like we were
Yep.
like a mile and a half from the finish. So it was like, if I
Totally
could
get
have
it.
stopped, I would have. But I had to basically yell at Ryan and Nicole to go and just leave me for dead because I was
Leave you
sick.
for dead. Oh.
So usually at the end of the race, they give you your B3 medal when you pick up your bib and your pin. So every year they have a new pin that has like a different character, like a different like Baltimore thing on it for every year you've done B3. So you get that when you pick up your bib. So like the pagoda at Patterson Park, or a crab, or I don't know, all this like little Baltimore stuff with like the year on it. So like it's like a collector's thing. But you get that before the race. So at the end of the race, you just get your Charles Street medal. They always have cold towels. My favorite thing about this race is that they have Coke at the finish line, which I actually think is better than beer at the end of a race.
A nice cold Coke.
It's
Oh,
so freaking good
man.
at the end of a race. So
Oh.
they have food. It's usually like rather than chips, and they have that kind of stuff, but they have real food for you. In past years they've done Mission Barbecue. This year they had like barbecue chicken sandwiches, and you got like a little tub of like macaroni or potato salad, and you got like chips and stuff, and then the big bin of Coke, which changes my life at the end of the race. They had beer this year. We didn't hang out too long. We were really tired. They have been doing this brewery in the past that I didn't really love, but this year they had, I'm trying to even remember what the brewery was, but they had different beer. A couple of IPAs. They had a wit, which I know Tom likes.
I do like a wit.
I like a wit.
Like a wit. I don't love a wit.
Michael does not like wits.
I don't really like them.
Funky aftertaste.
Yeah. They had a really fun band. They had a goose supporting the band that was dancing around the parking lot, so I got some video of that. I was like, who's he here to advertise? And I looked at his shirt, and it was the name of the band. So I was like, what's that? Like the Affleck duck or something like that? It was just
Nice.
Oh my
there
gosh.
for he was just hyping up the crowd was literally what he was doing. I was like, why is he here?
Oh, the character stop.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy.
I remember seeing your picture.
He was just goosing around. So yeah, they have a really good after party. There was like anything else going on. I forgot my brace. So, and anytime I run, I should wear it every single run. I know, but I don't. I try to wear it when I run.
I mean, because you don't have an ACL?
Because I don't have an ACL, and now I've got,
And it's fine.
and it's fine. But I usually wear it if I run more than like 6 miles. So I feel like I've been limping for like
Oh,
the start of the
no.
race. And wearing my UFOs. So I've been kind of sore. I did stretch after. So I took off Sunday, and then I usually get back and doing like my workouts on Monday. So I decided to just take an extra day. I didn't even do my arm workouts today. And I'll get back in it tomorrow because tomorrow's a Peloton day. So I hope that'll flush everything out. So I've been a little more sore than I normally have been, but I think it's also because I'm like pushing myself for speed a little bit more. And when you push yourself more, you hurt more. So
That's true.
Yeah.
it's just the facts of life. So Ryan also gave Nicole and I a good pep talk on our run, saying that we need to push ourselves more so that we can get faster. Because we were talking about like PRs and what we wanted to do and getting like a proof of time for Disney. He's like, you guys could like run faster than what you do. And he was like very like,
I mean, that's probably true.
he's like, you guys probably run faster. Like, but we don't want to, like our bodies.
Yeah, there's like a difference between you can and you want, and your body like wants to. I mean, I always wonder if I ever reached my full potential because, you know, there's always that part of you that's like, this is so hard.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
get
then you
slight
wonder, like-
discomfort. Yeah.
Yeah, like, could I have gone harder?
I don't know. You posted that one.
Oh my
memory
God.
Where
Oh, yeah.
you had like an 8+ minute pace, and I'm like,
804.
I can't even
804.
imagine getting to a point where I could move all of this that fast.
You couldn't.
I
move all that
honestly
fast.
forgot that I did that. I forget that I used to do that. That was stupid. Like I don't even have desire. Like people like were like giving me hot takes about like, oh, pace doesn't matter, blah blah. I'm like, I'm not saying this because like I need comfort of like it's just more that I was shocked
Yeah.
when this memory came up and I was like, holy hell, what the heck was that?
Yeah. I mean,
I did that.
Also, the problem is like I don't like push myself when I run. Like I don't push myself to the point where I'm uncomfortable. Like I always
Oh,
like
yeah,
running
no.
sucks, but like that's me exaggerating. Like I'm
Yeah.
never pushing myself to the point of any type of exhaustion or like I pushed myself where like my stomach hurts or anything like that.
No, I in a 5K I have.
Like very rarely.
In a 5K I have almost vomited on the person giving me my medal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna like try to maybe like amp up some speed work and things like this or things like that. I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast. But I was having like some heel pain after.
Oh yeah, you talked about this.
Yeah, St. Michael's, and I went and I got an MRI and they checked everything out and they thought I had strains and this and it could be that. Everything was just like super tight and I've got severe plantar fasciitis.
Oh, I think that we talked about that. I think this happened during our big, like, the majority of that happened while we weren't recording, right?
Oh, yeah, could have been.
Probably.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
news alert. My heel's jacked up.
Yeah, because you had that boot, and we were talking about that
Yeah.
because I know that I had tried that once, and I was like, never again. And
Yeah,
you're
so I have to wear
like-
this like stretchy boot and do these like exercises. I just haven't been good the last couple of weeks, which is probably why my foot hurts again. But they want me to do this like plasma treatment and all this stuff, but I'm just kind of like gonna manage it. Um, and that's why I think I'm glad for the fall, winter time because I'm not gonna do anything like crazy distance wise. So I think it's kind of a good time to take a break. Because again, they want me to do a plasma treatment and then like an electro treatment for like 3 times a week for 4 weeks or something crazy. So I have to just figure out timing for
Yeah.
all of this fun stuff. So if anyone has any tips or tricks, let me know. I have a passive boot. I'm not supposed to walk in it. I basically wear it for 2 hours a day and it stretches my foot. So I do it while I'm like work calls and things like
Have
that.
you felt like it's helped?
Yes. I do feel like I want it to make my foot feel good while it's in there and it doesn't. It just kind of stretches out everything and then it stretches out my calf, which is what's really tight.
Yeah.
So it hurts while I have it on, but I do think it's
Yeah.
helping.
I think that was why I didn't like. I have tried like the different types of boots that like that are supposed to stretch things, and I hated them, and I just never did it. But I also don't think that I ever had like it the way that other people have had plantar. So
Yeah, so in 2 weeks we've got St. Michael's coming up. We signed up for the 10K there. I
St.
think
Michael's or Susquehanna?
I'm sorry, Susquehanna.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
So we've got that in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna try and go for a proof of time there, but we'll see how I feel day of. Especially with my foot and me, I don't know, limping around the house and my UFOs. So I think this weekend I'm just gonna do like 3 or 4 miles and then call it a day. And what else do we have the fall? I've got a 5-miler, Oktoberfest 5-miler, and then we've got Celtic Solstice. I don't think we have anything in November because I refuse to do that stupid Bay Bridge run ever again.
I'm doing that.
So
I
I'll
don't
meet
think
you
I
at the
have,
bar after.
I don't think my coach put anything on my calendar this week yet, so I don't have to run it all this week.
Ha ha! Huzzah!
She was in Disneyland, so that sucks. No, I guess I don't have to do anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, our running group's
Um,
meeting Wednesday night, so
No, I feel
might
like
just walk.
I did a pullback week this week after a 12-miler, so I feel like there's going to be like a 13 or 14-miler on my calendar, and then I'm going to be sad.
Gotcha.
I can go out with you because I got to do a lot of miles anyway.
I think my friend Dana said that she wants to run.
Never
with me.
mind then.
Well, bumped.
Never mind.
Damn.
Jeez. Forget it then.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
why don't you just stay on standby, and if
Yeah.
everything else doesn't pan out, then
Exactly.
you two can run together.
You're my backup.
You're your backup.
Tom, how's your life going?
Awesome! It's so great.
He
Are
was
you
gonna.
ready?
He
The
last
was
time-
registered
Since
for
the
Trail
last
Street 12.
time we
Oh, that's right.
we recorded 2 weeks ago.
Have you restarted?
Have you restarted?
Sure.
That sounded confident.
Look, I'm figuring it out. I'll get there.
Okay.
I'm in the planning stages.
Okay. Are you doing the 10K for
Yes, ma'am.
Susquehanna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Are you going to train for it?
Yeah, someone's got to.
I mean, like,
Take
he
his-
could walk a 10K.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's a
yeah,
10K.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
you
10K.
can
It's
walk
not
During
like
a half,
this, yeah.
so we got some time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So you got that bonus time.
Well,
That's true.
And I mean, you were running during the week, but you were running on Saturdays until you decided you didn't want to do Charles Street. And then you you started walking on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But you didn't come in for
I
our
like
last few,
Tom's
Like-
training updates consist of Diana and I being like, "Are you doing this?" and "You're kind of doing this,"
The
and Tom
thing-
just going, "Yeah."
The real problem, and I might have mentioned this, is my weird lazy butt cheek.
Well, have you gone to like
No, let's
the
not.
PT
Let's
or,
not.
like,
Let's not get into that.
Okay.
Have I seen a medical professional about
You
my
can
medical
wake
issue?
Up, you can wake up your dead ass.
Yep. I told
There's
you.
ways to wake your dead butt up.
Nicole, that's what Nicole has. She's got its lazy
I
butt.
have dead butt. I know,
But it feels
She's
like
got to
syndrome.
practice like clenching her butt while she
Yes.
runs.
it
There's,
feels
all
like
these
a
things.
pull though. It
Yeah.
feel like
Dead
right where the
butt
leg
syndrome.
shoves up into the butt meat.
Yeah,
Like it feels like there's a little tenderness there. Try
I
a
always-
little
I have
tenderness.
I have that a lot, but I see medical professionals who help me.
I feel like this is an intervention?
It is an intervention.
Look, I can quit quitting anytime I want.
All right, we'll move on.
We'll move on. I will say, and I said this to Tom, and he's like, "Oh, shocking how that works." Because I've lost like a ton of weight since the beginning of the year, and I was like, it actually feels like much better running now that I've lost weight. And he's like, "You think?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah."
I can only imagine.
There was pictures of you someplace, and I was like, Diana looks like a skinny little bitch. Sorry, Michael, you're gonna have to. He's just
Getting
Michael just rolled his eyes at me because he's gonna have to edit that out.
It was one of my goals for the year when I'm doing
Yep.
my end of year update. I might give you guys a number at the end of the year.
Ooh,
How much I've lost, but it's pretty significant.
nice. What am I doing? I am running and I'm running and I'm running and I hate it. No.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I mean, it's not. This weekend was really nice for my mental health to be able to actually like get out the door and like have it be the like highest temperature it got to was like 65, even though I wasn't done until noon, and that was fantastic. So I just need some cooler fall temps to make me happy. I've been back to playing with my intervals again.
Ah.
I thought that I can run, but I don't feel great running. Like I was doing the 4-in-1s and it was fine, but like I'm not happy by that 3rd and 4th minute that I'm just annoyed. So then I was like, for mental ability, I was like, let me try 2-in-1s. So I did 2-in-1s. And now I'm just tired and I'm back on like pain medication. And so like I have resigned myself to the fact that I am not going to run nearly as much as I thought that I was going to be able to run for anything. And so now I'm just doing 1 and 2s. Like I'm not even trying, but I have been really, really concentrating on fast walking. So I've gotten my fast walk. Like there were a couple of like 2-minute intervals where some of my 2-minute intervals were like 14, like 50s.
Oh my God.
So I am getting so fast at walking that my average, I'd say, is like a 15 to 15:30
Wow.
for my walks. So my pace has really come down to like an average of like a 14-minute pace overall
That's great.
with the walking. So I'm feeling like I can get away with 1 and 2s for a pretty long time.
Yeah. I mean, and I think I've mentioned this before, like 2-in-1s was our go-to when we do Dopey because it's a great flip. So
yeah,
like,
that's why
we did the
I
half
thought
at,
that
like,
I was going to start doing that when I was like 4-in-1s is just, it's
Yeah.
killing me. I don't feel like doing this. And it's not even that it's killing me. Then I'm slowing my pace down a lot more when I could just run for 1 minute at a decent pace and then fast walk instead of just like
That's what
trotting
Galloway
like
says.
a 13. Like
Yep.
I just for where I'm at and for my mental state, I just need to resign to this is what I'm going to do. And I have 2 months to fully practice and embrace doing this. So I think I'm just done playing with my intervals now. And this is what I'm going with. I think that's what I've decided.
Mm-hmm.
And I figure as long as I can keep under like that 16-minute pace for at least the first like half, maybe first 16 miles, I think that I can survive. And I did 8 miles, felt pretty good doing it. Michael and I did it last weekend for the 12-miler, and it was only like mile 10 that I started losing it, right?
Yeah, and it was warm that day.
Yeah, it was pretty warm by the end. So I'm hoping with a little bit more training, I can get up to like that 13 to 16 minute or 16 miles without hitting the 10-mile wall. We'll see.
It's hard. I had wished I had done. Usually, when I do a 12 miler, I train up to 10. We only trained up to 9, and I think that's why I hurt so much afterwards. So sometimes that little bit of extra training.
I mean, it's gonna hurt after the marathon because I'm only training up to 16, but I am trying to do like back to backs.
Yeah.
So like I did that 12 miler, and then the next day I went out for 4 miles. So I still like went out on fatigued legs.
Yeah. You're a relatively strong mental runner, though. I've always thought that. Like, you can always, like, that idea of, like, that extra 10 miles is so big in my head where, like, the way you view it is so different than, I wish I could do that. I definitely, especially at the end of a race, it's really hard for me to, like, push at the very end. Like, I kind of fade away.
Yeah.
So
that's where I'm at. And then immediately after that, I am signed up for Dopey. So that's also part of the reason why I'm trying to get in those back-to-backs, figuring like, so even this weekend I had planned to do 3, 5, 8, because it was technically a pullback, like long mile run, but I figured I should do like back-to-back-to-back. I mean, I failed at getting up in time to do the 5 miler, but I only did like a 3, 3, 8, but that's fine. Still 3 days in a row.
yeah.
So I'm trying to get it done. It's hard. It's hard. It's
kind.
It's hard.
Miles are miles.
So hard.
It's always funny because we do that like that training group, and on Saturdays, like most people are running different distances because we're all running different race and things like that. And even like a group like that, people, I would say most people, 80% of the people in the group, when you go around and say like, how many are you running this week? They definitely give a range. They're like 7 to 9. Like, let's see how it feels out there. Like, it's like, there's only like a couple of people that are solidly like, I got to do 18 today.
Yeah.
There's only a couple, but everybody else is like, well, let's see when we get out there. It's about this much is what I want to do.
In my brain too this weekend, I was out there and I was like, I mean, if I get to like 6, that's probably good. And then I got to like 5 and I was like, I have to get to the 8 because I said I was going to try and get to the 8.
Yep.
And so then I made myself go a different direction, like so that I couldn't, like, I wasn't going to be as close to the house so that I'd have to like loop back around.
Yeah.
So I went off into like a different development because if I had kept going straight down Grove, I would have like been like, okay, well now I'm by the house. So
I feel like I am more likely to do that. Like once I'm already out and it's, just an extra couple of miles, I'm like, well, I might as well get it while I'm out here.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's why I
But
like the
I
out
did
and
have to-
backs.
Yeah.
Because once you're out and you're like, well, I got no other option.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the way that I was going, I had planned to go back by the house so that I could refill my water. And I was like, if I go back and refill this water, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got to go out the other direction.
Yeah.
So I made myself go a completely different direction. So, Michael, how's your training going?
Good. I've cut back on the biking so I could do more running. But I do I think going forward, I'm going to continue to keep the biking in, except for like the very last few weeks here where I just really need to pound miles.
Yeah, you need the time on feet.
Yeah. But the biking was awesome for all that time. So once the race is over, I'm going to go back to like 50-50 biking and running.
Yeah. It's fun. It's just like something different,
Yeah, it breaks it up.
It breaks it up for sure.
And a little less impact, and also it's you see different you ride different places. It's breezy too, so there's that.
A little cooler.
yeah. Although in the winter, I did figure out that I do need actual cycling shoes because I was wearing my trail shoes to ride with, and they're very lightweight. They're very lightweight and airy. And it was a cold morning where it was like 55 degrees.
Oh, and your
And I was like-
toesies got cold.
Yeah, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh my god, my feet are so cold. What
Yeah.
is going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, these are like
Yeah.
airy shoes
Well,
for
'cause
running."
it's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's like you dress when you run, you dress like it's 20 degrees cool or warmer. For cycling, you dress like it's 20 degrees colder.
Yeah,
that
in
true?
the
I
summer
didn't
it's
know
not
that.
Yeah.
huge. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
because of the wind like hitting
Yeah.
your face and your body.
definitely
If
makes
you-
a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the rule. It's the
Interesting.
opposite. Well, Michael's update was
Mine's
short.
I'm just running a
gonna say
lot.
he was
Yeah,
short.
Yeah. Just lots of running. Lots
When-
and lots.
When
of
is your
running.
race?
I don't know. When is it?
The
12th to the
12th?
14th.
Yeah.
Because you always want to run a race that's over an entire weekend. It gets done on Monday morning after
Oh.
starting Saturday morning.
God.
I'm gonna use that as my it's exactly 3 weeks before New York, so that would be like my peak week. So I'm going to do the 12 miler or 12 hour, but I'm not doing it for 12 hours. I'm just gonna use it as a dedicated long run
I
and
think that's
use
a good
the
idea.
aid station and do the day 2 12 miler because there's 2 12 milers.
12 hours.
12 hours. Sorry. There's 2 12 hours. One that starts on Saturday and one that starts on Sunday. So I'm going to do the Sunday one so that when Michael's dying and tired, I can run next to him.
Oh, I like that.
Kind of keep me moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
that's a great idea.
So it'll be my dedicated long run. And then if he quits before that, then I guess I'm just doing it on my own.
Well, I mean, there's nothing for me to hit my toe on, so there's that.
That's true.
Yeah. No,
It's
I'm
like
not quitting.
roulette at this point of like what's going to happen to you on
Yeah.
a major race. Like,
Oh my God.
it's like tummy troubles, stubbed your toe. What the hell else?
oh,
Fever.
It wasn't just, I feel like it wasn't just stubbed his toe. He wrecked his toe.
He
His
did.
toe was disgusting.
Ugh. All right. Speaking of only yams, my big toe had a crack in it, and last time I don't know, a couple times ago, I got a pedicure and she cut it way down, and then because of who I am as a person, she put an acrylic on top so like it would look pretty and not be terrible. Well, this last time I went after wearing the acrylic for I don't know 4 or 5 weeks, she's like, okay, it's time to like take off the acrylic and just let your toe grow because it's growing the way it should and it's at like a length where it's not going to hurt you. And now I've got this like stub of a really sad big toe and I feel I feel awful.
Like Michael?
I don't know. I'm like, this is what Michael must feel like with this little stub.
The fact
Of a
that you're
toenail.
comparing your feet to Michael's feet,
I should send you a photo of this sad little
these two things are not the same.
it's like half of a toenail.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but you got 10 of them.
That's true.
I'm trying
I
to
do
see
have
if
10
can find
toenails.
the picture.
I don't
no.
want the picture.
You,
but-
nobody wants this
but-
picture.
Let's
I do.
just
Oh my god, I got the one from the trail. Oh my god, I
Yeah,
forgot how bad it was.
It
Get
was
it.
really bad. It was
Holy
really bad.
cow.
It was really bad. It
That was
really bad.
so bad,
It was
by the
Listen
way.
to our stories.
DM
Okay.
us if you'd like us to send you this photo.
Moving along.
Yeah,
Slide in
I
those
got the
DMs.
one.
If
from,
you join our
uh,
Patreon, you get
Let's
this photo.
Move on.
right.
Let's move on.
Let's
Let's move
talk
on.
about the Disneyland half marathon Halloween themed weekend.
Yeah.
That none of us
I'm-
were there.
Yep. But
but
Snarky was.
A bunch of our friends
and
were there.
A lot of our other friends were there.
Oh, a lot of our friends are there.
I would
And-
like to
Oh,
say.
go ahead, jump in.
Oh. No, you can. What
I was just going to say the one thing I will say, and I haven't heard any of the critiques or the criticism or things like that. The theming was so
Yeah, that's
cute,
where I was. That was what I was going for.
and everyone's costumes were so good. So I don't know anything else that happened.
I don't know whether they like listened to people's feedback from the first Disneyland one that came back, where everyone was like, it was awful. There was nothing out there. There was like nothing like on the half marathon course. I don't know whether they like listened or they just had this amazing plan for this Halloween weekend. But like the theming and the fact that they stuck to the theming for each race,
Mhm.
and like it was just so good. Like Walt Disney World doesn't even do this. Like the amount of characters that were out there that were perfect for like the Haunted Mansion, like the big like cardboard like cutout entertainment things that were everywhere, like everything. The theming for this was so incredible this weekend.
So cute.
It looked so good. And I will say that after that happened, Disneyland races for the February race did sell out.
Oh.
So so it was all the same, right? Like no alcohol afterwards. I like how that's where I go, but like it was all basically the same course and everything that was.
Well, they got
it
Angel
went,
Stadium.
they went through the stadium.
Yeah.
So
like,
it did change slightly.
And that's how they always did that, where they alternated, where some races did that and some races didn't. Because I did that when I did Avengers, but we didn't do that when we did like Tinkerbell.
Okay. Yeah, so they did go through the stadium because I saw a bunch of stadium pictures.
Yeah.
And like everyone said, I just think that they did an incredible job with the theming. I have to say, I could not believe when we saw the temperatures like leading up to this race weekend, like everyone talking about it, like that was gonna hit like 109 degrees.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe that they didn't shorten the half marathon course at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because before we get into like the positive or the negative, I would like to say I did read that there was a guy who crossed the finish line and apparently collapsed and then unfortunately did not make it.
I'm sad to hear that.
Yeah, the Run Disney community did lose a member. I want to say his name. Caleb Graves. And he was kind of a Disney, I wouldn't go influencer, but he was definitely a Disney creator. He had like over 17,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
He did a lot of Disneyland content, so he was pretty well known. Very sad news. So I don't know. I hate that. Like, I feel like we constantly end up having to mention the passing of someone in the Run Disney community, but I did want to acknowledge that before we moved on. If anybody knew him or was friends with him, we send our condolences and our sympathies. I did look at his profile. We do have some of the same followers, so there is a possibility that one of our listeners does know him personally. So
Well, he's a younger guy.
yeah, 35 years old.
Wow.
Yeah,
Awful. Yeah.
yeah, awful.
It's really sad.
Sad.
Don't know. I mean, obviously, we don't know the circumstances, and I couldn't find anything on the circumstances. I mean, it was really hot. So, I mean, the sad part is like one of his very last TikToks was about how hot it was going to be and about like hydrating and like you stayed safe. So,
And they've red flagged this race because this is the same weekend they always used to do. This was like the Disneyland half weekend was always this weekend, and in the past it's been red flagged. I know there was a point in time where it happened like every year where the half marathon would get cut.
I mean, 109 is insane.
Yeah, I don't know what it was during the race.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I would say.
I know
it probably hit
EcoFit.
the
She
80s.
posted a couple photos of like it being that hot.
Yeah, I know it hit 105 yesterday during the day. I don't know, like, because I saw somebody post how on Instagram you can put the temperature. But we did get a little bit of feedback. Tom already gave a shout out to Snarky, so I didn't highlight the stories, but I can go highlight. If you didn't go see the stories and see the theming, I will actually create a highlight on our Instagram stories so that you can take a look and see, what the themes were and maybe decide if you want to do it for next year. But we did
I'm a little
get
jealous.
a few people who wrote in. I have Shailene who said it was definitely really hot, but the whole weekend was so great. Run Disney stuck into the themes and had so many awesome character stops and decorations. I will say Disneyland in general, like, looks like it's that giant pumpkin that they have, the decorations in Disneyland look way better than Disney
Oh yeah,
World.
and how they do Cars Land, and it's beautiful.
I'm excited to like go and see what it looks like for Halloween.
Yeah.
I would definitely do this weekend again, but hopefully the weather will be better next time. Sierra, I'm not sure if I've ever seen Sierra's name, but she says it was an amazing weekend. That fireworks show before the 5K was amazing. The heat today, not so much. Shout out to all the Powerade and water stations. I've never drank so much on any run before. And then our friend Steph said it was a great weekend. The weather was awful. I've seen lots of complaints about water not available, but it was at the further tables and all full of water. I made a point to stop at every water stop and take a cup from the last table. I did hear or read this on the Run Disney Run group. A few people were complaining that they didn't have enough water out there. So I'm
That's
not sure.
shocking. I've never heard
Yeah,
that. In a
I'm
Disney
not
race.
really sure whether or not Steph's right and people just thought like when they didn't see it at the first few tables, they kept going. But Steph says that you had to go to the last table. So, and there were a lot of water stops. The ravine delay loop for the half really should have been closed to bikers while we were on it. Bikers coming towards a huge throng of runners made it precarious. Lots of cheering crowds, lots of great characters for all three races, a few technology snafus during the 10K, and a bit of a delay to let people into the corrals that day too. I also saw that one of the corrals wasn't like quite big enough, and there was like people like just spilled outside of the corral because they couldn't fit into the corral.
That
anymore.
happened in January, where the races were delayed because there were all kinds of corral issues because people weren't moving close enough to the front. The corrals were too small.
Yeah, that's. Is it just a space? The amount of space they have out there?
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
an issue. Okay.
Yep, I think so.
All right. Allowing people to use the bathrooms before the corrals open would have been appreciated greatly. Oh well, that's a weird take. They didn't let people use the bathrooms before the corrals opened. And then Emily
That's
O'Keefe, wrote in and said, "Hot takes for you. Those Anaheim road miles were hot, boring, and definitely not fun. But Angel Stadium was cool. They need a runners-only security line for folks staying at Disney Hotel for when we head back to the hotels after the race. Those lines were long and hot." The line to get the challenge medals were atrocious. Florida is way more organized there. I think it took us a good 10-ish minutes to get to them.
Yeah.
Water stops need improvements. I feel like it took a long time to get a water, and they weren't very efficient at filling and handing out cups.
Okay,
What were you going to say, Diana?
I was going to say, because when you're walking back to your hotel, like if you're staying at one of the Disneyland hotels, you're crossing in front of where the two parks are and then walking through downtown Disney, and you have to go through security to do that post race. So you.
Okay, so that's what she's talking about with having a separate line. Okay.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
But
so
I
if
don't
you're
know how they
staying
would do
there,
that.
you're
Yeah.
still stuck in the line for everything else.
And they
versus-
do
yeah.
they do more
Oh.
traditional like bag searches and things there. Like
The old way that
The
Disney did it
old
without
way.
just
Upgraded
going.
there's
where
like
you go
machines or
through.
upgraded
whatever,
sheet
yeah.
scanners and things like that. So security there does take longer than Disney World. But I don't even know how they do that. Like I don't know how they tell if you are a runner or not, or
If you have a bib,
bit. But like I don't
Or
know.
if you were staying at the hotel, maybe a separate line for the hotels if you're walking back. to
Yeah,
your
but
hotel.
like I don't even know how because you're walking like a mile. It's not, so you're walking through all of downtown Disney.
Yeah.
So you're running through, so like imagine like walking from the monorail over to the Disney buses just to get in front of the parks, and then you're walking through all of downtown Disney.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
like, if you got through security, like, they wouldn't be able to tell, like, if you like we're going into a park or going to your like they wouldn't have like
yeah, they wouldn't know for like where you were headed.
they wouldn't know where you were going.
Gotcha. All right. She also says, I also heard from various people that they didn't have enough medical staff.
Oh,
Thankfully, I didn't have any issues, so I don't know and have any anecdotal experience. There was one turn in Anaheim that looked absolutely terrifying for anyone on wheels, and that was basically a switchback going downhill and very narrow since it was a bike path that was getting redone. So the Roll Disney folks would have had to hit the brakes hard or go off a small cliff. Well, that sounds very unsafe.
Yeah, I know exactly where that is. You can
And the
picture
lines for characters were definitely shorter than January races.
it's probably because it was hot.
Yeah.
Good
People
point.
probably were like, I don't want to do this. Get me off this course.
I did read some feedback because I was just like looking at the Run Disney page, which continues to be one of the most toxic places I've ever seen. But
The worst.
I don't know if anybody mentioned it. There were no volunteers. This was all paid folks that were working the race.
Oh, it's been
yeah.
like that for years.
Has it?
'Cause,
Was it last
Yeah.
time?
Yes, it
California
was.
law,
It's been
yeah.
like that for at least 5 years.
Well, then.
Yeah, that's the it's California law. That's why.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember them talking about that on old Mickey Milers when that changed.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Isn't Disney World also switching? I thought I heard there was no volunteers.
Yeah, they're not
there.
doing, I don't think they're doing volunteers anymore. I think we did hear that someplace. I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly where, but I think that once they stopped giving people
Yeah.
like things to like incentives to volunteer, no one was volunteering, so they just decided to that volunteering thing
well,
wasn't working for
like,
them anymore.
My hot take is you're a $100 billion company. Pay people a living wage. Like,
Yes.
all right. So, like, I don't care. Like, just
They
do
have
it.
enough money.
Yeah.
Michael?
We're
To pay
paying
people.
$500-$600 for these races. Pay people. Like, there's no excuse. I don't want to hear it.
Yep.
I don't want to hear but it's so nice to volunteer. No, go volunteer at a local race. Make them pay people. They're a mega corporation. I don't want to hear it. Over it.
I'm with you.
There's the hot take for that
Yeah.
one. I will say that like we've already said it, the theming for this was really great, and I kind of want to do it now. It made me want to do it because of
Yeah, it
how,
looked amazing.
how
I will
good
say.
it
Yeah.
looked.
Yeah.
Like the character stages where they had like all the Haunted Mansion characters up
Mhm.
on the stage, and you could like stand in front of them and take the picture. Like everything just looked so good.
It did.
They had the
Yeah.
vampire cars
Yeah.
out there, like, oh my god! Every photo op looked amazing.
I know. We've never done Disneyland for Halloween. We want to. We've done it for Christmas, and it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's beautiful. So
yeah. I'm excited to go October. So
Well, yeah, and shout
Boogie
out to
boogie.
everybody that ran it because those costumes, like everybody doubled down on how good their
Yeah.
costumes were this
Yep,
time.
yep.
Like,
and some of them were so committed to them still in the heat, and I was
Yeah.
like,
I
"What are
couldn't
you
believe it.
wearing?"
Snarky
What
ran
are
the
you
10K
wearing?
in a wedding dress.
Oh my
Yeah,
god! And that
yeah.
wig.
Yep.
Also-
That's commitment.
Dan dressed up as Deadpool yesterday with like long sleeves on.
this is a real question. Did you guys like not check and see what like the weather is in September in Anaheim? Like when
It
you're
can be
planning the costume.
blisteringly hot.
Like, I
yes.
I don't know that I expected it to be like 100 and
It
something.
can be though. That's
I
the
didn't
thing.
know that it
Yeah,
could get
yeah.
there. I knew that it could get hot, but I didn't realize it could get like
I would
Florida
have
hot.
assumed it would have been at least in the upper 80s. Like if I'm running a race in Florida in February, I have a costume that I know I can layer this because it could be 30 degrees or it could be 90 degrees. But like for springtime surprise, we're like, it's going to be 1,000 degrees and we should plan our costumes accordingly.
Yeah, no, my rule for all costumes is tank skirt, short skirt. And if I then if it's going to be cold, then I can put a long sleeve shirt underneath that tank top
Yep.
and still wear that tank top over top of it. But like, I want my basic costume to always include a tank top, shorts, and a skirt. And then I will adjust accordingly if it's colder.
Yeah, it's like the base of it. I don't know. And I am definitely more committed to something that's super uncomfortable for like a 5K or a 10K. But for the half, whew, you guys are committed.
Nope. A 5K is the only thing I would consider. And that's only a consider because I did do that onesie and that was a mistake.
Oh, yeah. And I've done that
And that
before.
was only a 5K. And I was like, I am never doing this again.
And I did the Belle in her pink dress from like the something new song for Princess one year, and it's got long sleeves, and I was like, I'll be okay because it's February, and it was not okay. Like it was.
All right. Well, everyone looked like they had an amazing time, and we just wanted to, none of
shout
us were
everybody
there, but we did want to give a little shout out and talk about it a little.
I've definitely have FOMO. I'm very upset with Disney right now, just of who they are as a human being corporation and how much they're charging me for things. So you'll get me for springtime surprise next year, but I think I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break, and I'd really like to do Disneyland again, but that might be, I don't know, 2026.
I'm calling it right now.
Well, when they bring back
They're gonna do Avengers or Star Wars, and you're
then
not
I'm
even gonna blink
immediately
it.
changing
You're
back
not
in.
even gonna blink an
Then
eye.
I'm immediately going back in. Then I'm immediately going back in.
I'm calling it.
But I
Oh,
just, it's so, the prices for springtime surprise are out of control.
They are.
They were so
The
bad, I almost
prices
said I
for
wasn't going
all
to do it.
of the races are. I know. We had this conversation last time.
It's
All right.
unbelievable.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
All right, let's wrap up with something good. And actually, I want to go first.
Oh.
Is it something good for real?
It's not really good, but he was good. So my something good is James Earl Jones.
That he died?
Aw.
No, not that he
Wow.
died. God,
Wow.
Now we're celebrating death.
Jeez.
I'm
Jesus.
celebrating the man.
Through his death?
I'm paying homage. God, you guys are terrible people. All of you are horrible people other than Michael.
I didn't say anything.
Aaron, you
I
said
didn't say anything.
you said something.
Michael was the one
I'm trying to
who
give a
said it.
shout out to James Earl Jones, who is a prolific actor who all of us grew up with our entire
Yes.
lives. He was
Yep.
in The Sandlot. He was in
I had no idea.
Field
he
of
was in that.
Dreams.
Yes.
He
so
was the
amazing.
voice of Mufasa and Darth Vader. Like, he's truly an original, and from everything I know about him, he's a good person. So he passed away today. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him without being attacked by my co-hosts.
93 years old. Good
Oof.
long life.
Good long life.
He's one of those celebrities I thought died like 10 years ago. I'm always sending celebrities to their death way earlier.
When
It's
I
true.
saw
Fair.
it earlier,
Happens.
had that exact same thought. I was like, I can't believe he was still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was 93. That's good.
It's a
Yeah,
great life.
It's a great
It's
life.
definitely old, yeah.
So yeah, that's my something good.
Well, speaking of death,
I swear to God.
my something good. By the way, just an update. I did finish Gilmore Girls, and I will say that I loved the entire thing. Everyone's extremely frustrating. I will be watching it again. I can
I
definitely
told
see
you,
how it's
it's
comfort.
addicting.
It's very strange.
comfort. It's a comfort show.
And
Even though you texted me throughout the entire thing, oh, ludicrous every single.
it's just, and then I wasn't texting you during the like 4 extra episodes, like the day in a life ones or whatever. the
Oh
hell
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Seasons of Change or
the
whatever it is.
seasons, Yeah.
And how bad that final one was.
Oh yeah. it's
I was
so bad.
texting Kate aggressively in the middle of the day. There's at least 3 musical numbers for no reason.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's rough.
Horrible.
It's rough.
I can't
but
wait
this
to
is
watch it
something
again.
Good. This is
I
something
can't wait
good.
to watch it again.
I know, I tried.
Anyway, I started watching, and it's been out for a while, and I think it's over, so I don't think there's any more seasons. I started watching The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina
yeah.
on
Yep.
Netflix.
Very good.
And it's great. I am in season 1 currently, and it's spooky and it's fun, and the devil is there, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
And
I liked Sabrina a lot.
the kid
Yeah, it
from
was good.
Allie and AJ is there. That's fun. So I liked it.
Nice.
Good.
I don't think I ever finished it, but I did enjoy the seasons that I watched.
Apparently it jumps the shark, but what does it now?
All those shows do, you know.
Oh yeah, it does eventually. I agree. with that.
Everything does. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is what it is.
But I'm
yeah.
enjoying it now.
But the first few seasons are phenomenal.
Yeah.
My something good is the return of Deplane, a Fantasy Island podcast.
What?
We are back.
I know.
We are back.
How long you been
So-
away?
2 years and 9 months.
Some said this day would never come.
Some said it would never happen. We are back. Back to
It
Fantasy
was
Island.
so random. It was so random too, because I don't even remember exactly what happened. But like all of a sudden, he's like, "Well, we should just watch the Fantasy Island movie right now and then record." I was like, "What?" And then he turns it on. I'm like, "I guess we're doing this."
Nice.
Take notes.
Which it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like,
It wasn't. It was not as
I
bad.
will say, like, having super low expectations going in makes a movie better. Because it wasn't great, but it was, passable, entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah.
like a good, like, if you're sitting around and you have
Yeah.
nothing else to watch and it's there, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not,
Yeah. Problem is, the show is not streaming anywhere at the moment, so
Oh.
got to break out the DVDs. So there is that. But yeah. So I won't go into how bad Fall Guy was. I will just say that Fantasy Island is back and we enjoyed that.
Is that the Ryan Gosling one?
Yeah, it was unwatchable.
I really want to see it.
We always end up with something bad in every single segment.
I tried to pay homage to a man, and you all just trashed me.
I don't know. I didn't come up with something good. I can't really remember what we're watching. So I'm just going to randomly shout out some Instagram accounts that I really enjoy. There's a Daily Cloud. That is my new favorite Instagram thing. It's where this guy takes pictures of clouds and puts like happy faces on them and like turns them into animals and turns them into people and dogs and cats. And it's like the most adorable little Instagram feel good Instagram account.
I kind of want to take credit for that. Did you see me share that?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
'Cause I saw that too, and I
don't remember
loved it.
where I found it. But I'm like now upset. I went back into his catalog. I actually am going to buy his calendar because it's adorable and I love it. I also really enjoy Oscar the Grouch.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic.
He's also like my favorite because he was not on Instagram until maybe 6 months ago, and then he popped up, and now I share him almost every day that he posts.
He lives in a trash can. You got to give him time to get. Like, where's his Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I don't know. Him and Cookie Monster are two of my fave accounts, and sometimes I just need some feel good stuff on Instagram. So if you guys need some feel good stuff on Instagram while you're scrolling through some of the other crap, follow some dogs. I got some dog accounts too. We Rate Dogs by itself is just one of the best.
There's a dog
It's all the
right
good
here
boys.
that's
I
just
see I see Indiana
everywhere
paws.
you want to be.
So, if you need some feel good accounts, slide into my DMs and I'll send you a whole bunch that I follow. Because all my Instagram is at this point is just a lot of dogs, a lot of cats, a lot of Oscar the Grouch, a lot of Sesame Street.
I love the Sesame Street stuff.
Nice.
It's so good.
The Olympic Sesame Street content was something I didn't know I needed in my life until it was happening, and then I was like, "This is the best thing
It's
ever."
amazing. Also, I just realized that you and Michael are Bert and Ernie. Like your essence as a couple is Bert and Ernie.
That's
Like,
that's the most accurate statement I've ever heard in my life.
Like, I feel like you should do that for Halloween because it's amazing. Like, you two have Bert and Ernie energy. Michael definitely has Bert energy.
Oh God.
I don't know how to follow that. So I'm gonna quote. God, I'm gonna quote Mark Twain
Why didn't you quote James Earl Jones?
because I tried. All of his quotes are about literature and being a good talker.
Oh my god.
I mean, you could have quoted like one of his movies, like a quote from like something he said in a movie.
Everything the light touches is
See?
is yours.
See?
All right, so Mark Twain reminds us that the secret of getting ahead is getting started.
I think chemo makes me snort more.
I gotta get better at my quotes. I'm so out of practice.
What do you think Mark Twain would have thought about James Earl Jones?
We're gonna leave that.
Connect those threads.
Nah. Thank you everyone for listening. We appreciate you. Just kidding, EcoFit. I know who you are. I know your name. If anybody wants to be on Inside the Runner Studio, please slide into those DMs. And I guess this is Tom for Erin, Michael, and Diana, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. I'm only grumpy because Michael came upstairs like screaming about like the notes.
Oh,
Like it was like an insane event. And so I just decided I didn't want to talk because I was afraid he was going to start yelling again.
well, the dog's
That's the
going to
only
go
reason
insane
why-
any second.
That's the only reason why I haven't really said anything because I'm just waiting for Michael to fly off the handle again.
No, it's fine. I learned my lesson. I apologize.
Oh, God.
I was frustrated by Google Drive. Sorry.
I just spent an hour talking about cancer.
I don't understand
exhausting.
what the problem with Michael and Tom is with Google Drive. It's like the easiest thing. in
I've
the
never had a
world.
problem. I literally changed it to episode 107 in the pop-up window where it asks you what you want to do.
Uh-huh.
And then he opens it and he's like, I changed all of this.
And
Ah!
literally 107 was the one that wasn't changed at all. And I'm like,
first
what
of
the
all,
hell
I'm
happened?
in the correct one. So like chill because he's like, it deleted. I don't know how to do it. Like,
I have a
cannot
problem with
deal
it
with
every
you right
single
now.
time I try to touch
like,
that.
I can't. I've decided I cannot. I cannot talk to you right now.
Oh, God.
So, thanks.
Ah.
Appreciate it.
That's a weird beer.